Soup à l'oignon français chien. French onion soup, bitches. In French even. There's a belief in many parts of life that if something works, you don't fix it. That being said, our episode idea generating process is, well, it's not broken, but I don't think it's perfect. What I'm trying to say is it wasn't until about, an hour and a half ago that Max and I decided to do French onion soup. And why did we settle on French onion soup, Max?
Because it's epic?
Yes, it is epic. Anything else?
I don't know. Am I forgetting something?
Because we couldn't come up with anything else for today. Oh, we have plans, but today, I don't know what got in the way, and our heads weren't in the right space, and it doesn't matter.
Wait, no, now I remember.
You will still benefit.
Wait, you rejected every idea I gave you
Two
last
ideas.
night. Yeah, two awesome
Two
ones.
ideas I rejected. Wait a second.
So maybe that has something to do with it.
Do I need to bring out my text from, I don't know, one day last week when I suggested like 6 things? And I didn't even get even a little, oh, nice. All I got was a brand new idea. How about this?
I didn't love those ideas.
Well, maybe I didn't love your 2 ideas from last night. The point is, you still win because this is so good. And if you haven't made it, if you've only had it in a restaurant and you thought, oh, well, because French is in the word, it comes all fancy looking, I couldn't possibly pull it off. Let me tell you something about French cooking. They're trying to intentionally F with your head. They're trying to keep you from making it, so you're forced to go to their restaurants because no matter how much you get your head wrapped around something, you think, I couldn't possibly ever make this. It's French. They're special. They're gifted. They have that, how you say, accent. And they're trying to trick you. Let me tell you something. All their stuff ain't that complicated. Oh, yes, there's a few things, but French onion soup, everybody can make. Follow along and you'll be eating large like we will after this is over. Okay, let's cut some onions. As the name would imply, French onion soup requires onions. And I'm using these big guys. This is about 3 pounds. Maybe 2.5, almost 3 pounds, it's fine. And remember, they shrink down to nothing, so you need a lot. Here's what we're gonna do. We need to peel them. So I'm gonna cut like this all the way through. I don't want this nonsense. Cut this, clean up that end by getting that off. Take off these 1, 2, 3, another layer, 4 layers of skin. Again, everything goes away. What you're left with is this. And now, I could take the knife, because I know how to use a knife, and cut like this, because that's basically what we want. Or I could use this mandolin that I was given as a present about 4 years ago, never used, and somehow managed to lose one of the feet. But I think it'll still work. So this is what we're gonna do. Just gonna get rid of this, because that will impede. And then this cut side down, let's see if we get the pieces like we want. Perfect. This kind, you can adjust the thickness just by turning this little guy. But that looked pretty good to me, actually. Maybe a tiny bit fatter, like that. Perfect. Or as they say in France, parfait. But I don't want to use my hand because I'm going to cut myself for sure. So I'll use this guy, put it on, stab it, and away I go. And then when you get down, you do that. And I don't need the butt end of it. Be careful. These things are super dangerous. But it's nice, right? So do this and just get rid of that. And continue on. Trim the rest of them, slice them up. And by the way, to flatten it out, I'm taking off not this root end. This root end right here will hold the thing together. If I chop here, it's just going to start falling apart. Just this little piece right here. Like that. And continue on. Oh my God. Whew.
Is it getting you?
Yeah, it's totally getting me. I don't cry when I cut onions with a knife, but this thing, there's just juice going all over. Josh, last one. Oh, I'm so mad at this right now. You have no idea. Okay, don't buy this, whatever stupid, oh my God. I'm crying. I'm gonna smell like onions for a year. That's it, I'm done. I'm done with that and with that. That's in the garbage now. Pardon my tears, I get emotional when I think of French onion soup, as delicious as it's gonna be. These are gonna go in the pan, but not before we put in some butter and some oil. We're gonna go with about 1/4 cup of butter and a couple good tablespoons of olive oil. Yes, this is about richness, ladies and gentlemen. So when this melts, doesn't have to melt all the way yet. It will definitely melt under the weight of our onions that I will now put in. I know what you're thinking. That's a lot of onions, Sam. And it is, folks. But remember, we've used onions in a couple episodes recently, deeply caramelized them, and they shrink way down. Oh, look, there's a few little pieces of skin in here. I'm not going to let it wreck my day. I'm really not. So for right now, right this minute, our heat's on medium low, and we're just going to be getting these guys all coated with a little bit of the butter for now and letting them soften. Hey, no escaping. Take your time. Time is your friend here. This soup will be 1,000 times better if you take the time to pull out stupid pieces of shit like this that somehow got in. If you take the time to let the onions caramelize slowly, and you're looking at somewhere around 25 minutes. I will be adding some garlic about halfway through. All right, so it's been about 10, 12 minutes, approximately halfway through, and you can see how they're softening beautifully, but also you can see how they've shrunk down. There's a big mound of them before. Now it's way, way less. So now I'm gonna add a little garlic. Make yourself a little hole in the middle, and we'll give it one little splash of oil and 2 big cloves of garlic. Oh my God, that was huge. Well, wait till you see this next clove.
That was so much. That's what she said?
Look at the size of this one.
Nice.
It won't even fit. I gotta cut it in half.
That's a beast.
That's a beast. In, squish, down, and the other one. So this is more like 3 big cloves of garlic. Good. Good little mix. Remember, wait till you start smelling it. Do you smell it yet, Max?
Not quite.
Not quite. Chance? Just starting. There we go. Takes about 45 seconds. But now we mix it in with all our beautiful onions. Okay, these need about another 10-15 minutes. In the meantime, let's deal with our bread. And here's what we're dealing with. We have a little baguette. It's actually called a bâtard, which in French probably means little baguette. I don't know. And this is a roasted garlic one. Once again, I find myself saying, if I need an ingredient for whatever I'm making, I could buy the plain version, which would have been just plain baguette. Or if I can buy a roasted garlic baguette, it's just an extra layer of flavor. So use the extra layer of flavor. Use ingredients that have more than one flavor in them to your advantage. It's still one ingredient. We all get this?
Yes, Mr. Sam.
Thank you. Okay, so this is fresh. A day or 2 old would be better. I don't have that, so let me show you what I like to do with this. All right, that's my little bâtard, and this is what we're making it in. And so in a typical French onion soup situation, the bowl would be smaller. You'd cut 1 slice from here. It would sit on top with all the cheese and everything. But I think I'm gonna want 2 in here. If I cut this guy on a diagonal, like that, I've widened the area nicely. And they'll fit better. Like that. Beautiful? Oh yeah, that's gonna be magnificent. Okay, just let me make a couple safety ones just in case something happens. Max eats them, I drop them. These now, I'm gonna put on this baking sheet into the oven to dry them out a little bit. 350, maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Just keep your eye on them. You don't want them to burn, you just want them to dry out a bit. All right, 30 minutes after we started, this is what we've got. Beautiful onions that have just like given up all their flavor to the group. We'll call this herd flavor mentality. It's going to be amazing, but we have to do a couple things first. Season with salt and pepper. And you can do, you know, like a decent amount here because we're going to add a lot of broth and it's going to thin out and we don't want to give up any flavor. Mix that in. Right after the salt and pepper, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of sherry. 1, 2, and 3. Wow, and this will be good. This will be good. So mix this through. Oh, the flavor this will bring. And this is not expensive sherry. Don't go crazy. Don't rob your grandfather's liquor cabinet to get a $300 bottle. I don't even think a $300 bottle exists. But now the smell is starting to really get fantastic. One more thing in before our broth, and that will be some fresh thyme. Love, 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 love. We give this a mix, and this will really start to impart the beautiful flavor of it as it simmers away in the broth, which we will now add. So this is a 4-ounce ladle. So 2 of these are a cup, and I want to start with, I think I'm going to put 5 cups in. And 2 more ladles, and we're at 5. So we want a pretty high onion to broth ratio. Let's see what this looks like. Boys, this looks about perfect to me. You want onion in every spoonful. Hey, shut the f up. You want onion in every spoonful. And doesn't it look like that will give us? Doesn't it look like this is right? 3 pounds of onions, 5 cups of beef broth. Fantastic. I got one small thing to add. I know somebody's going to laugh at me. Tablespoon of soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And what's this going to do? Chance.
Gonna give some nice umami flavor.
That's exactly right. A little darker color. Won't taste like soy sauce. Won't taste like Chinese food. Get that out of your head. We had soy sauce to our carne asada that honestly is some of the best carne asada ever. Ever. In fact, I had the FedEx driver today stop and tell me how great the carne asada was. So you should make it. But the point is there's a little soy in that. So.
Wait, did the FedEx driver really say that?
Absolutely.
That's so funny.
Seriously, out front as I was bringing
the show.
as I was bringing in, yeah, he's a huge fan. As I was bringing in the garbage cans, he came by. Oh snap! God. That makes me so mad.
I'm excited.
Damn you. All right, so this we're just gonna let simmer away here for 25-ish minutes. We'll bring it to a simmer, low simmer. We're not boiling anything like that. Boys, this is gonna rock. We all just had a spoonful of the soup. Oh my God. Like, no, seriously. Like, oh my God. Simple ingredients. Here's what making this. Simple ingredients, but here's what making them so Simple ingredients, but here's what's making them so spectacular. The thyme. It's an easy recipe. It just takes time to It's an easy recipe. It just takes time to develop the flavors. I'm stumbling over my words. I've just repeated 8 or 9 lines like 3 times each. I'm so sorry. It just takes time to. Wow. We're gonna go see a doctor. It just takes time to develop the flavors, and when you do that, my friends, you gotta be so rewarded. Okay, we're right here. We're knocking on the French soup. We're right here. We're knocking on the French onion soup door. We need to grate some Gruyere cheese, Swiss cheese. Get everything in a bowl and then in the oven, and holy shit. Gruyere. Shredder thing. What's this thing called?
Grater.
Grater, thank you.
Gruyere and grater.
Gruyere and grater. And we'll use the big holes.
That's what she said.
Are you kidding? I had to wait for that? And we're off. Swiss, Gruyere, absolutely traditional. See, the soup is so rich, so deliciously rich, that if you put like a mild cheese on top, Monterey Jack, Munster, something like that, oh yes, it would work. It would melt beautifully. But you need some sharpness to contrast that richness. And that's why we're using this gorgeous Gruyere right now. Does that look good?
Yes.
I think that looks like a beautiful pile. All right, so let's make this happen. Oh, Deborah, could I have a pair of tongs? Like the silicone tipped ones would be great. Wow, look how tremendous. I can turn the heat off now. Look at what we're dealing with here. It's just the smell. And see how dense it is? You want all this onion. Don't cheap out. So now up and in. Up and in. Goodness gracious. So we'll do one more because I want lots of onion in this. And now some broth. Bread time, Max. Then cheese time. Bread, cheese, oven, out, eat. So our bread now out of the oven and decidedly dried a lot more. It's not fresh. We'll lay these two kids right on top. Et voila. Look at this. Now it's a simple matter of cheesing the top. And yes, we don't want to be cheap here, folks. This looks fantastic. Oh, I smell this, the sharpness of the Gruyere already. Oh my God. Okay, this goes on a baking sheet. And this now to the oven. And et voila. What? Hang on there, son. Let me take this off. Put this guy on here for you. Dang it. It's gorgeous. And it's nice to top something, if you're going to, with something that's in it. And so just a couple little thyme leaves. Look at it. Wow. It's really something else, boy. The smell that's coming up right here. While this was cooking, I made minis for the boys. Boys?
Ridiculous. Unreal.
Look, it's such a simple thing. It's such an old school thing that absolutely deserves to come back. It really does. Well, here's what it's all about. Crispy, cheesy, melty. Look under here. What do you got? You got all that beautifulness just sitting there waiting, steam escaping. Oh my gosh. Here, what if you pull this kid up? Look at this cheese pull. Watch this. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous?
It's not bad.
Isn't that how it's hot too? Okay, but here, you do this. You come in, come down here. You can't escape the cheese. If you were trying to, you can't. So let's try it by itself first. Just broth and onion. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's hot?
You know, sometimes we end an episode. It finishes, the cameras go down, and I look at the boys and I go, I don't know how to make sure that people make this stuff. I want to make sure people don't think I'm going, ooh, it's delicious, just to try and say that, because it doesn't benefit me to do that. If it sucks and you make it and you find out that it sucks, you're not going to watch us. So when I tell you how good it is, I'm telling you that because it's true. And I know maybe French onion soup isn't in everybody's wheelhouse, but damn it, it should be. These kids loved it. That one's 23?
4.
He's 20, Chance's 24. What'd you say about it?
It was unreal.
There you go. He's not gonna lie. I don't think he's gonna lie. You gonna lie?
Hell
He's not
no,
gonna
it was
lie.
insane.
So now, F cutting this. Here's what I want. I want this bite. Ah! Oh my God!
Oh my God!
That was terrible. I'm coming back in. Oh. Oh my God. You see, and that's why you want dried bread. Not old 500 days, but you want it to be mostly dry because it needs structure. If it doesn't have structure by the time he gets cheese on top of it and sits in the broth, it's just going to be soggy. Oh my God, it is so good. This is the best thing ever.
A lot of cold weather out there right
That's
now,
what you
too.
want. Yeah, hey, look, it's cold here in San Diego. It's like 64 or something. We can imagine in places like Buffalo and I don't know. There's places that are cold. I
I've
just
been to
know that.
Buffalo in the winter. It's brutal.
Oh God. Okay. Thank you for hanging. Please make this. Just put your hand up and go, Sam. I promise you, I will make this. It's cheap beef broth.
cheap onions.
It's a little bit of thyme.
And it's
Gruyere cheese. This is nothing. Recipes on the website. Send us your pictures. God, we love you guys. You're too much? We do. We love you guys. Thanks for being here.